Hey guys, it's Hayden. Welcome to my latest, actually long-term review of my daily driver, a Volkswagen Golf Mark 7.5 GTI. And right now, I've had this vehicle for about 5 years, closing in on 5 years. And I've had driven 88,000 kilometers, roughly 60 something, like in 1,000 miles ish. So in terms of reliability wise, let's start with that. I didn't really have any major issues on this car. I have done like 2 or 3 recalls from VW. First one was the high pressure fuel pump, like as always, you guys will have known. The other one is the gear shift trim thing that like starts to cut people up. And mine is a DSG, basically the base trim, the very basic trim. And if you have Autobahn, I believe you have electronic parking brake. And the most costliest wear and tear item is the full set of brakes, which I've opted for a I think EBC Type 11. It's a package that has like green stuff, EBC brake pads, and it's pretty nice. You can see the finish once the coat wears off is really nice compared to the OEM. It's like dusty as you know. And I think that comes right on to the second item that I've opted for, are second-hand 19 Petrovias. Like right now, sitting on some like used tires is on the front I have a Michelin Pilot Sport Super Sports. I guess very nice tires. And on the rear, actually it came with the tire rim set, so I can't really complain. This one is a Yokohama R-Flex or Flexfer. Like these need to be changed on the rear, so like down the line I'm gonna have to get some replacement tires. And the other, like coming down the list, is Helix projector headlights. These are like Chinese brand, and it's pretty bright. Like maybe I'll switch it on afterwards. So that one you'll need coating from OB11. I'll talk about that later on. And actually, let's move on to maybe the things I've done to the car as well under the hood. So yeah, nothing fancy here. Like it's very dirty, and you can see from the turbo side, I have changed the turbo elbow to a CTS one. The fit and finish is those are really well, like pretty nice, along with a agency power intake system. And to top it off, a JB4. I wish I have the Bluetooth connection so I could change the mappings. So let's start off with the numbers. The elbow probably another 8 or 10 horsepower from stock. Intake maybe like 10 or 15. So that's, what's my math here, plus 25 I guess. And then JB4, you're looking at maybe 30 horsepower, so 25 plus 30, so 55, plus the base power, which is 228, so maybe we have a dyno number, maybe 270, 280 to the crank. So for daily driver wise, I guess enough like more than enough. And actually, let's move on to the other item that I want to mention is the battery. It's still on the stock battery. Because I know a lot of guys who have Mark 7 GTIs, they have had to replace the battery very soon. But from 7.5, it's a pretty decent battery so far. And maybe in another 20 or 30k, I might have to change this out to a new one. And wait, so this part, I'm going on a tangent here, but this part is probably the regrets that I should have done earlier. So right off the bat, it's OV11. The reason why is that you can code in some very nice items such as key fob. You can control the windows down right here, along with you can see lock. So it enabled like urban, I think the urban joke, the joker lights that lets you like do the blinkers on different intervals on the lamp and the headlights, along with I think it's a European style rear headlight, so you can actually enable the full light during the nighttime drive, compared to the OEM, the stock coding, which just turns on this guy. So at night, it's going to turn the whole thing, and then using this as the indicator light. That's a good, like a very good addition to have if you have an MQB platform, or because that module works on like multiple European brands. That lets you add in a lot of nice features, along with the other one that you might want to install this. So you can enable full traction off with this. There's a coding underneath that you can put in, and the other regrets I should have done earlier are actually very basic, that applies to all cars, all makes, is tinting your windows. If you're going to own a car, just tint the windows the right way. Then you can enjoy the full extent of your car, basically. So I mean, most of the guys are probably going to do, close the door. You can actually code that out too, but I don't have the time. So like the result of the tunes, so you can hear the turbo, like it's more beefier sound. And maybe I'll put the phone right under, like near the intake, and I'll take do a few little reps there, and you can hear the difference. Okay, so I'll be right back. Wow, well, yeah, I didn't expect that. So yeah, my 5 years of this car has been pretty trouble-free so far. And do I recommend this car? Like, I totally recommend this as a daily driver, or because there's so much parts that you can install into this MQB platform. Like, it is a pretty good one to work on, and the only risk that you'll be carrying is the towards the engine, of course, because it's known to have carbon buildup, and I haven't done that yet. And the only thing that's like that I'm doing preventive wise is like doing the oil change like earlier than the manufacturer recommended intervals. And I'm going for I'm using liquid moly right now. Like every oil change, it's probably the best oil for this engine. So and the other recommendation from me would be get the rabbit trim, because it's coming, like actually it's a 2019 trim that they added in. It's basically all the goodies from the Autobahn trim, except they added in like a standard helix lights, 18 Victorias versus 19. 18s have a lot more choices in terms of the tires, higher compounds, combinations. So I would go for 18s compared to 19s. And Rapid Edition car also doesn't have moonroof, because if you have moonroof, there's leaks that I saw on the Golf GTI forums or Facebook groups. So I recommend having like a hard top compared to moonroof. And I don't know, in terms of this car, like maybe down the line I might upgrade to something else, but for time being, like this is a excellent car to have as a dairy. So what do you guys think? Wrong? Or my build is sucks? Like who knows? So yeah, that about wraps up for this video. Have a good one.